Good evening, Miss Chris. Magandang Tuesday ng gabi sa'yo.
Good evening, Coach, at good evening sa ating mga early birds.
Mga early birds, di ba? The early birds who wants to catch the early worm. Ano ba yan?
Sabi ko, early apple sana.
Gandang maulang gabi. Maulan po ang gabi dito sa Mandaluyong, Philippines. At kung nasan man kayo, ako po ay nakakapote kahit nasa loob ng bahay, no? Para makasimpatya lang sa mga nauulanan. Nakikita ko kasi from my window, seryoso ako. Nakikita ko kasi from my window, yung mga taong hanggang ngayon ay nag-ano sila, no? Nagkukumahog at pumipila sa gitna ng maambong weather para makasakay ng kanilang bus pauwi, bus at saka MRT. Tanaw na tanaw ko dito yan eh. At sobrang traffic po dun sa gawin ng Panorte, no? Pauwi. Even sa kabila, usually maluwag na pag gantong oras pero ngayon po ay mabigat ang daloy ng traffic, oh. Balik sa'yo, Chris. Parang ganun.
Andito na si
Naging ano yun,
corresponder
naging
Orvaldo
reporter
na.
bigla eh, no? At kaya po tayo nakapote rito ay sapagkat no, maulan nga po sa labas. No? At kahit maulan eh, siyempre tuloy ang ating klase. No? Tuloy ang klase. Wala pong suspension. Sorry, tawa ko ng tawa ngayon kasi I just came back and for me it was a very ano no, a very productive day, no? Kasi yun yung ano maganda pag yung babalik ka galing sa long break. Hindi naman long break, no? Long weekend lang. Tapos pagka umaga, alas 6 pa lang ng umaga, excited na akong masimulan yung araw ko at sagutin yung mga nabingbing emails, no? Mga nakabingbing mga emails, no? Talagang excited ka, no? And I think, having a productive start of the week is always, always makes people happy. No? Ako, yun ang fulfillment ko eh. Pag mayroong makarami kang na-knockdown, start pa lang ng linggo, di ba? Nakapagpahinga ka pa ng Lunes. At segue ko na, Chris. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga nag-celebrate ng Father's Day sa Buffalo Swings and Things. No, thank you very much po for choosing to celebrate with us. We appreciate it at congratulations sa ating mga top performers, no? Sa mga
Mhm.
frontliners natin, maraming salamat. Saying hi to the people of yung perennial champion pag may mga event, no? Buffalo Swings and Things, SM San Mateo. No, maraming
Yun.
salamat sa inyo. Bumati ka muna, Chris, at marami na ako masyadong sinabi.
Actually, Coach, gusto ko nga dagdagan yung long weekend talaga na sumakto dun sa Father's Weekend celebration, di ba? Ibang klase kasi hindi lang yung celebration na parang kain lang sa labas, pero ngayon napansin ko marami sa ating, kahit sa mga Facebook friends ko or sa mga classmates, talagang ni-utilize nila or minaximize nilang din yung oras nila with the family. Hindi lang siya kain sa labas, parang naging whole weekend affair, di ba, yung celebration.
At ang
And
dami rin bumiyahe, Chris. Ang dami rin bumiyahe, no? Sa airport, ang daming tao, long weekend, and napakaganda ng epekto sa ekonomiya.
yes.
Diba?
And it's
Oh,
always nice, 'di ba, na parang yung refresher, 'di ba? Na in between of the hustle and bustle, busy tayo talaga. And yung sabi niyo nga, yung epekto sa ekonomiya. Nakikita ko nga ngayon na madalas pag pumunta ka ng mall, puno parking, puno yung mga restaurants, nakakatuwa ulit. And to think,
nakakatuwa.
3 years ago, 'di ba, coach? 'Di ba, lockdown tayo and now we're back to the simulating the economy again.
Yes, stimulating the economy indeed. At saka, speaking of stimulating, what stimulates me most is to see the early birds. Gaya po ng ating no, all-time reyna ng Paranaque, no? Wala na pong papalit, no? Wala na po. Maski mag-retire siya, wala nang papalit. Si Mami Sin Pineda, no? Wala sa Paranaque po at ang mga kapwa taga Paranaque ni Mami. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Si Marcy Marcelo, Happy Father's Day din sa iyo, brother. No? At si Victor Mempin, syempre yan ang earliest of early birds, no? Parating consistently early yan. Sabi nga natin, early is on time is late is unacceptable. Si Argel Lampa Gopez, magandang gabi sa iyo. Si OG Liwag, siyempre, ang nagpauso ng hashtag Tuesday Habit. No? At ang kanyang mga hatak, maraming hatak dito. So, si Margaret, nanonood din yan. Bata pa, nag-aaral ng magresto negosyo. Happy Father's Day po sa inyong lahat din. Ang mga bumabati, maraming salamat po. Kasi yung Happy Father's Day talagang ano yan, one day lang. The next day, Mother's Day uli agad eh, di ba? So,
Mm-mm.
so ano lang, no? Minsan, alam mo, mga daddy, tahimik lang yan eh. No? Pero dapat pakikinggan nyo silang maigi kung saan nila gusto kumain, saan nila gusto pumunta, di ba? So, alam mo naman ng daddy, trabaho lang ng trabaho yung mga daddy, no? So, Happy Father's Day po sa mga dakilang ama no? Sabi nga yung mga dakilang ama raw hindi nagpapakita ng pagod at hirap, di ba? Kailangan nilang maging good example and a strong symbol of strength and the leadership sa kanilang mga pamilya. Kaya nga ang tawag nating mga Pilipino sa mga ama ay haligi ng tahanan. So, kamusta naman ang iyong Father's Day weekend, Chris?
Very, very fulfilling, coach. Aside from, of course, giving support and binabantayan ko talaga yung ano natin performance nung buong weekend. But I also got to spend time with my dad kasi ang aking magulang nasa Cavite na nakatira. So medyo malayo sa amin. Pero yung mom ko nasa Singapore ngayon. So yung dad ko nag-iisa. And binisita talaga namin siya, buong pamilya namin, yung mga kapatid ko, yung mga pamangkin ko, pinuntahan namin siya sa Cavite. So, nakakatuwa din kasi yung dad ko, nag-message talaga siya ng heartfelt message afterwards. So, alam mo yun?
Yeah, maganda yung ganun ngayon, ano? Kasi because of the advent of yung mga text messaging and, yung mga technological advances, mas ano na rin, mas open na nakakapag-communicate ang mga magulang sa kanilang mga ano. Ako naman, syempre kasama ko ang tatay ko para-parati dahil namayapa na siya. So, nandyan lang siya sa tabi-tabi. No. So, yun nga, sabi ko nga sa iyo, Chris, yung Father's Day dapat nating pahalagahan habang, 'di ba, habang nabubuhay pa ang ating mga magulang, no? Whether it's Mother's Day or Father's Day, kung hindi man araw-araw, it's an opportunity for us to give honor, 'di ba? And always, no, to always say I love you to our parents. Yeah. So bago
Yan.
tayo mauwi sa mga emotional at sentimental na usapin, okay, baka magtaka yung audience, ano pinag-uusapan natin ngayong gabi? Actually, very exciting yung ating topic ngayong gabi, di ba? And last week, actually, bago tayo tumuloy sa sumegway sa topic ngayong gabi, nag-enjoy ako last week kasi ang ganda ng ating pinag-usapan, no? Yung platform ng TikTok, no? So, if you have any insights that you want to ika nga share to our classmates from last episode, please do so, Miss Chris.
Yes. Very, yung last week topic natin, very close to my heart kasi of course, as a marketing practitioner, di ba, this is something na talagang pinag-aaralan natin. So number one, di ba, based dun sa mga shinare ni Sir Martin na insights from Tangere. Again, thank you kay Sir Martin for sharing those insights. Um, from day one talaga, ramdam natin yung support ng Tangere sa ating coach and share. So, number one, ang tinitingnan daw ng ating mga users and it trumps yung content is authenticity. Diba? Authenticity can be felt daw. So, tinitignan talaga ng users natin or ng audience mo kung authentic yung content that you put out.
Napakaganda ng evolution ng social media from the time na it's very curated, nung era ng Instagram, di ba? And people thought that that would be it, di ba? Yun yung mga gimpamantayan. Pero in just a couple of years, nagbago, no, with TikTok emerging as a platform where people wanted to see more authentic and more legitimate and more genuine, di ba? Genuine engagement, no, forms of engagement, whether it be a food review or a unboxing or anything, no. Pag na-sense nila that it's paid, pag na-sense nila that it's commercialized, then they get turned off and they want to search for something really authentic. And it's a good sign of maturity dun sa ating social media netizens, no? Social media audience rather. Because it also means, no, correspondingly, that people are looking for the truth, no? Hindi na tayo madaling maniwala, no, sa lahat. And it's understandable, gaya na in-explain ko, especially for those from the Gen X, kagaya ko, no, Gen X, no, and Gen Y, no. I mean, and the people around the age of about 40 to 50, or even yung mga mas matatanda sa amin, no, yung mga 50 to 60, kasi we came from a generation where everything on television is supposed to be, supposed to be edited first or may responsibility before broadcasting, di ba? So, hindi naman siya necessarily censorship, but more of, di ba, taking responsibility for what you post. And ngayon, sa sobrang dami ng creators ng content, kahit sino pwede mag-post. Napakaganda nung in the short span of time nagmamature yung audience. No? And that's very good. That's very good for the market, I think.
Yes. And speaking of which, kasi ang tinitingnan dito with authenticity is ang number one pa din daw na nagpipeak ng interest sa ating mga audience is pag merong celebrity or influencer endorsement. So yun yung mga branded contents na tinitingnan nila. But at the same time, ang challenge pag naging celebrity or influencer ka, the brands that you endorse, kailangan talagang ginagamit mo siya or you fully stand behind it. Kasi nga, authenticity ang labanan when it comes to the platform.
Tama, tama. And speaking of authenticity, no, of course, we want to say hi to the people who have been authentically. No, kasi yung audience natin organic eh. Hindi naman tayo nagpo-promote for membership or followers, no? But yung mga classmates natin, I'd like to recognize them, no? Si Argel Gopez, nandirito na rin, no? Nandirito na rin si Julie Celebrados. Ayan, si Rodmel Telesforo. Ayan. Parang pang-artista yung mga pangalan nila. Eh, no? Eileen Bautista. Eileen Umali Bautista, magandang gabi sa iyo, Eileen. Si Professor Renan Saliva ng University of the Philippines Film Institute ng College of Mass Communication. No, magaling na point guard rin yan nung panahon namin. Magandang gabi sa iyo, brother. Si June Vicente, magandang gabi. Kay Donald Tenorio. Sino ba itong Donald Tenorio na to?
Sino kaya yun, Coach? Sino kaya yun?
Coach Donald, ayan, next week sama ka naman, Coach D. Maganda yung discussion natin. Asahan ka namin next week. Oliver San Juan at si John Eldrick, no? Kia ora, sabi niya. Eh, siguro ang batian sa New Zealand. Sa New Zealand yan, kasama si Reynard Gallego. Si Wong Karen, si Maria Stephanie, si Erwin Aaron, magandang gabi. Si John Eldrick, isa sa mga unang guest natin yan. Nung panahon ng pandemic, di ba, when we talk about, kung naalala niyo pa, with si Jazz, no?
Mm-mm.
Si Jazz Distrito at saka si Jed Nang, yung topic natin nun was how the pandemic was affecting the events industry, di ba? So, yan. So, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Sige, sa pagpapatuloy po ng mga insights, Miss Chris, please.
Okay. Ang ating second key takeaway is actually how brands can take advantage of the platform. Kasi ang lumabas, 65% of the respondents, yung may conversion. So, ibig sabihin, pag nakita nila yung product or may nakita silang review, pinupuntahan nila or binibili nila yung products from TikTok.
It follows, Chris, di ba? Kasi if people deem it to be authentic, and of course, you know the algorithm of ano rin, social media, di ba? Na pinifilter niya kung ano talaga yung mga pinipili mong content, no? So, mataas yung conversion. So, it is good, no? Coming from an era where we were dependent on passive and shotgun marketing approach, for us, Resto Negosyantes, magandang balita yan kasi we can be more strategic and focused in our marketing campaigns on social media.
Yes. And last but not the least, TikTok, the platform itself is still entertainment driven. But dahil nga having said all of this, yung audience natin being smarter, it has to have the 3 Rs, yung tinatawag nating 3 Rs, di ba? It is relevant, di ba? It is, bigla akong
It
na...
resonates. It resonates.
Ano ba? Bigla akong na ano doon, coach, di ba? So, kailangan, di ba, relevant siya and it resonates with you. Kulang pa ako na isang R, coach.
Hindi, pag relevant siya at saka it resonates, then it's relatable. Mas
Yes.
nakaka-relate yung market, di ba? Alam mo, wala namang pinagbago kung susuriin mo, no? Have you watched, nanonood ka ba ng Mad Men?
Yes.
Ganda yan, di ba? So, even nung panahon ng advertisement sa television, sa radio, or even as far back as newspaper, may entertainment element talaga yan. Kasi nga, pang-hook, di ba? Pang-hook at saka yung pang-engage, di ba? So, the same principles apply, but the game is definitely, of higher stake and ibang level na ng entertainment yung hinahanap, no? A lot of people, a lot of us talk about the short attention span, no? And it's even shorter now. So, yun yung rationale. So, thank you very much for recapping, no? Alam mo naman dito sa amin, no? Before we proceed with the next episode, we do a short recap, top 3 takeaways, no? Nami-miss natin yung si Miss Top 3 takeaways, si Miss Cher, no? Magandang gabi sa iyo, Miss Cheryl Gosse, no? At looking forward to the day na you will join us here, no? Again, busy lang po siya. Ayan. Ayan. Ni-recap na ni OG. Relevant, resonance, and relatability. Batiin natin si Joey Rosales Amurin, si Pastor Alay Nang, no, nakikinig, no, sa atin parati every Tuesday. Maraming salamat at blessed evening to you too, Pastor. Rowena Santos, magandang gabi, at si Erwin Aaron. Sige, Chris, segue na tayo. Papunta na. Tama-tama. On time tayo. 15 minutes of recap. Then we proceed with episode number 176.
Very exciting. Lagi ko naman to sinasabi every week. Pero iba klase talaga yung three-part series actually to, Coach, yung gagawin natin eh. And this is
Take
actually,
note, take note. Tatlong Martes po natin pag-uusapan to dahil sa sobrang popular nung topic. No?
yes, high demand. And makikita natin yan, every time na pinag-uusapan natin, anything about leadership, 'di ba? Ang ganda ng engagement natin kasi everyone is can relate dun sa topic. Everyone, 'di ba, is resonates with the topic. So, ano ba tong pag-uusapan natin ngayon? It's about yung practical principles natin or practical tips about leadership.
Sabi nga natin, top 5, pero hahatiin natin yung unang dalawa, pag-uusapan natin yung gabi, i-reveal natin at pag-uusapan yung pangatlo at pang-apat next Tuesday, and then i-recap natin yung pag-uusapan natin yung tip number 5, and then i-recap natin. No? Ito maganda dyan, no? Pwede kayong mag-send ng mga questions na gusto nyo tanungin. Kung nasubaybayan nyo yung unang dalawang episodes, by the time ng episode 3, 2 Tuesdays from now, you can send us your questions in advance para matackle natin dun sa ating recap episode. So ang objective natin dito is by giving it time and attention and the space that it deserves is that we want people to really go we want to really go in depth para mas ma-appreciate ng ating classmates yung pag-uusap natin na hindi natin minamadali. No, hindi naman natin kayang encapsulate into 1 hour lahat ng limang practical tips about leadership. Sige.
Yes.
So, again, no, ang topic po natin ngayong gabi is practical people principles for your restaurant business. Sige, simulan natin. Miss Chris.
Kaya ako hirap kasi yung three-piece natin, di ba?
Tongue twister eh. Oh. Parang parang si Jake Castro at ang kanyang pagbati ng From Las Vegas with Love. Kasi bumalik na siya ng Las Vegas. No? Maraming salamat sa oras na nagkasama tayo rito sa Pilipinas, brother. At syempre pa, congratulations sa inyo at of course, sa ating favorite player na si AJ Castro, who is now a UP Women's Basketball Team Fighting Maroon. No? Member na siya. Maraming salamat sa pagpili sa UP. No? At tayo po ay of course, mag-enjoy na sa nalalapit na UAAP season sa pagsuporta sa ating mga Fighting Maroons. Ayan. Pero pag hindi naman po kayo Fighting Maroons, okay din lang. Hindi naman po tayo up until the Final Four. May ganun.
Pag nag-Final Four na.
Alam ni Stark yan, no? Alam ni Stark yan. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead, Chris.
Ito na ako sa tongue twister natin, practical people principles. So yung practical people principles natin, nung tinitignan ko to, Coach, at nire-review ko yung mga pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Actually, may sequence yan eh. Yung unang-unang principle talaga, Coach, I think is very important to set the tone for the rest of the principles that you need to have for these leadership skills, diba? Ano ba tong first principle na to kung tawagin at bakit siya importante, Coach?
Tinatawag natin itong prerequisite principle. Ayan, may tongue twister naman. Prerequisite people principle. That is practical. Okay, mahilig tayo sa P ngayon. Kasi ito as as we were developing the ideas behind this episode, no, and napakaganda ng simpleng tanong, kung susumahin mo sa 5, ano ba yung mga top 5 leadership tips? Kasi ang daming leadership tips eh. Magbukas ka lang ng Google, ang dami, makita mo si John Maxwell, di ba? Sa management, si Peter Drucker, no, si Stephen Covey. Pero sa akin, no, this is based on, again, this is not gospel truth, no. Ano lang to, no, based on my experience and wisdom gained over the years of leading people in the context of a restaurant business. So, ang unang-una para sa akin is to develop your P2R. No? Ano yung P2R? Purpose to results. Yan yung framework na ginagamit natin. Yung iba ang tawag dyan, mission, vision. No? May iba, nakapaloob doon yung core values. No? So, develop your P2R and then commit to building a culture. Napakaganda niyan, di ba? Commit to building a culture and then, pero bago yan, develop your purpose to result. Okay?
Ang gusto ko nga actually tanongin yun, Coach, bakit siya yung naging prerequisite? Ano ba yung importance kung bakit kailangan natin establish early on yung P2R or yung purpose mo talaga to resolve?
Well, ang audience mo kasi muna, ikaw sarili mo, no? you should never practice on people. 'Di ba? Yung magre-recruit ka na o mag-hire ka na agad ng tao, tapos pag natanong ka ng mga importanteng katanungan o relevant questions sa mga hina-hire mo, ano po ba yung ano po ba yung bakit niyo po ba kinreate yung company niyo? 'Di ba? Hindi ka naman pwedeng magteka-teka doon 'di ba? Kasi that will turn off the applicant or the candidate, di ba? Pag tinanong ka halimbawa na, ano po ba yung objective ng company nyo, di ba? Kasi ngayon, hindi na katulad nung araw na pwede mong one-way in yung interview, di ba? The interview is right now, the candidates are always, want to be engaged in a conversation, hindi siya monologue, di ba? So, I think doon yung genesis noon, no? Kasi you have to understand what is it, what kind of organization or team or company yung pinuput up mo, di ba? What does it stand for? Kasi ano yun napakalalim na pundasyon, no? Napakalalim na pundasyon para sa mga susunod mong hakbang. It is a very strong and solid and very necessary foundation for the rest of your next steps. 'Di ba? So, ano yung isa-isay natin yung laman ng P2R, 'di ba? Defining your purpose, no? Or sa madaling salita, gaya ng sinasabi ni Simon Sinek, madalas starting with your whys, 'di ba? Why in the first place are you creating an organization or creating a company? 'Di ba? Ano yung why nung kumpanya mo? What is your purpose? What is
Mm-mm.
your reason for being as a company? No? And when you start without a clear purpose, mas maraming kung lalagyan mo siya sa technical terms, mas maraming opportunities kang may encounter caused by a lack of a clearly defined purpose, no? So ano yung pangalawang letra ng P2R? Yung vision, di ba? Okay, why am I putting up this company and where do I want to bring it, di ba? Saan ko siya dadalhin? Saan pupunta yung organisasyon? So, my favorite definition, no, self-definition ko ng no, ng vision is to literally close your eyes, no? Close your eyes and envision the future. 'Di ba? Envision the future. In the case of a restaurant, ang favorite kong vision yung vision ng isang restaurant na punong-puno, 'di ba? Kahit hindi Friday night, punong-puno siya, tapos yung mga employees are very energetic, no? Employees are very enthusiastic, no? People are always smiling, customers are talking, happily to our, yun yung nai-envision ko because it's supposed to be a happy place, no? Happy place of hospitality and service and quality, etc. Now, if you write down all of these details, okay, how can I make that happen? How can I make my people, my employees smile? O, sulat mo. Diba? How do you make people smile internally? Then, okay, how will I encourage my people and develop them to deliver hospitality and service? Doon nabubuo na yung maliliit na detalye, no? The vision needs to be a detailed picture of the future state of your organization. No? Malalaman mo kung tama yung vision mo pag yung pagkapikit mo, ang kasunod na emotion mo, ngumingiti ka. Ngumingiti ka habang ini-envision mo yung future ng organization mo. Okay? Now, when you talk about the third letter, no, yung vision, purpose, vision, eto na yung medyo no, mas malalim na pag-iisip na yung gagawin mo. Okay, I know why I built this company or why I'm developing this company, starting it up. I know where I want to bring it, where I want to take it, where, why, where, and then yung pangatlo is how. No? O kasi sa dami ng nagninegosyo, sa dami ng may maganda ring purpose at vision, no? How do you stand out, no? How do you differentiate your company and attract the right people? When you say attracting the right people, it's both employees and customers, di ba? Ang una mo namang ina-attract diyan yung team members, di ba? Pag tinatayo mo yung organization mo. So yung how, no? Diyan na po mapo-formulate yung strategy mo. Ulitin natin na purpose, vision, strategy, no? And then, pag pinormulate mo yung strategy mo, didetalyehin mo na yan, lalagyan mo na ng plan. Yung plano, no? Yan na yung medyo may kasama ka na sigurong mga first few members of your team, maybe your family members or your business partners. You create now your people plan, your brand plan, and then your business plan. Diba? So, ngayon, yung panlima, mape-preempt na ito yung ibang tips, pero necessary, no, is yung systems and standards, no? When you start creating the details of the systems and standards, No, doon lalabas yung ano, yung favorite mo, Chris, yung values ng kumpanya. Kasi doon pa lang sa purpose, meron ng snippets of your values eh. Kasi yung purpose mo, kung positive yan, nagre-reflect yan sa positive values mo sa buhay, di ba? Kaya nga yung template na ginagamit natin, Chris, di ba, sa framework is values to value. No? Yung pag-create ng value o yung halaga o yung bagay na may halaga gaya ng produkto, ng serbisyo, no? Andun yung sa lima eh. Andun sa proseso ng limang unang letra ng P2R yun. So yung
Mm-mm.
pang-anim kasi is action and then yung pang-pito is yung results. No? Pero ano na yun eh, manifestation na yun ng P to S. No? Purpose, vision, strategy, plans,
Systems and
systems, and standards. Okay? So, why, where, how, the details of how, di ba? And then, yung systems and standard, how do we make it easy for our people to make the right things happen, to get the right things done. Right things meaning as aligned with the purpose, the vision, and the strategy, consistently and fast. Diba? So, yun yung P2R. So, yun muna yung una mong bubuuin, Chris. No? Kasi pag malinaw yon, yung mga next steps mo, hindi ka maliligaw. Okay?
mm-mm.
So now, pangalawang step, di ba, sabi natin, commit to building a culture. That means that you have to recognize that you are not just putting up a business. You're actually, sabi nga natin, di ba, people first, no? So 99% of it, no, I dare say 99%, because it's truly a people business. Eh. Customers are people, employees are people. Now, even with the advent of AI and robotics and all the technology, it's still about people, no? Engagement of people. Lalo when it comes to, I can only speak for the restaurant industry. No? Yun ang sinasabi natin. So commit to building a culture. Alam mo that you have to build a culture for you to attract the right people. Yan. Whether it be your employees or your customers, your vendors, di ba? Your lessors, no? Collaborators, business collaborators. Kailangan magmamanifest muna dun sa kumpanya mo yung tamang kultura.
Ang laman, karabi coach nung sinabi mo, doon pa lang ako doon sa first part natin ng P2R. Kasi doon pa lang actually, kaya na natin ng isang buong episode ng paghihimay ng P2R, di ba? Actually, sa atin nga, isang workshop natin inuupuan yung P2R. Kasi ang analogy ko dyan, pag tinitignan ko, is, kunwari, kung gagawa tayo ng bahay, di ba? Simple analogy natin. Kailangan yung pundasyon talagang matibay. Hindi ka pwedeng gumawa kasi ng bahay na ang pundasyon mo hindi matibay or medyo rocky, tapos gusto mo nang gumawa agad ng pader. So, kailangan yung pundasyon natin or yung why, sabi nga natin kanina, we start with the why, has to be strong enough na yung buong culture natin or yung buong house natin nandoon naka-anchor doon sa ating purpose.
Yeah, when you talk about the definition, the technical definition of culture, if I remember my anthropology subject right now, it's a manifestation of, it's a consolidation of the collective behavior of people, meaning, paano nagbe-behave yung isang grupo ng tao, no? So, pag walang consistency in behavior, wala pang kultura. No, when you talk about, is it really necessary to build a culture? Ako, it's mandatory and it's required if you want your business to be, sabi mo nga, no, grounded, if you want your business to be solidly planted on the sound fundamentals, no. Kasi during the discussion of the P2S, no, purpose, vision, strategy, plans and systems and standards, no, doon na magma-manifest yung yung core values mo. 'Di ba? On the side may piece of paper ka habang binubuo mo yung P2R, tine-take note mo rin. Bakit ito yung mga purpose na na-create ko, 'di ba? Bakit of all the purpose na pwede ko isulat, ito yung sinulat ko? Then you will realize the P2R is actually a manifestation of the core values that you have as the founder of the business and the value that you want to create for all of your stakeholders. Ulitin ko, no? The P2R is a manifestation, is a vivid illustration of your core values as the leader or founder of the group, no, of your organization, of your company or your corporation, and how you want it defines how you would like to create and what value halaga, no, through products, services, no, Yung sinasabi natin unique value proposition, sa ating nga, unique values and value proposition, di ba? That you want to deliver to all of your stakeholders. Di ba? Pagka na-define mo yun, di napakalinaw ng roadmap, di ba? Napakalinaw ng roadmap.
So, it's one thing defining yung P2R natin, kung, di ba, na para sa'yo, clear na to, na-define ko na, ito yung gusto ko, ito yung roadmap ko. Pero how do you communicate that to your organization or to your team members? Paano ba yung effective way of communicating these values that you have as a leader?
Well, in a I wouldn't say ironic, no? It's more of kung susuriin mo ng maigi, by writing down your P2R, yun na yung ano, yun na yung initial and most important step of communicating it. Because writing it down is actually a form of commitment, diba? Ito kami. Ito ang aming purpose, ito ang aming vision, ito ang aming strategy, ito ang aming plano, ito ang aming detalye ng brand plan, ng people plan, ng brand plan, ng business plan. And then ito yung sistema at standards na maggagabay sa amin para ma-accomplish namin yung marating namin yung vision, ma-accomplish namin yung purpose. So, pag sinulat mo yon, that's the most important first step of communicating it. Because you are memorializing it, putting it in a document, and committing to it. No, yun ang pinakamahalagang step committing to it. Madali mo nang i-communicate pag may commitment ka na eh. Because people understand communication better through stories, no? If you can tell the story and you relate it with the story of the brand, no? Kaya yung maraming 'di ba, maraming mga social media phenomenon ngayon is basically, yung pinaka mas relatable, pinaka mas relevant at pinaka nagre-resonate na storya, yun yung mga nagva-viral eh. 'Di ba? Unless it's purely entertainment or it's purely for laughs, no? But even so, people don't laugh at things that they cannot relate to. 'Di ba? Come to think of it, 'di ba? Kasi people are naturally people naturally gravitate towards something that they can relate to. Sabi nga, 'di ba, yung familiar, something close to home, something that they understand, something that happened to them maybe once or twice, or something that happened to somebody they know, may relatability. Kaya nga relatability, may relasyon patungo sa relationship, no? Hindi patungo sa transaction. Kasi yung transaction, ano yan eh, parang it's bits and pieces of, interactions, not even engagements. Diba? So, to answer your question, the best way to communicate it is to tell a story. No? The best timing to communicate it is, when you're recruiting people. No, hindi yung sabihin mo na, hindi, hire ko muna. Sa ano nila malalaman istorya ng brand pag nasa loob na sila ng kumpanya. Sayang. Sayang, no? Actually, it might be the clincher or it might be the decision factor or it might be the reason why people will work for your company or join the team pag nalaman nila yung istorya. 'Di ba? Story yung P2R na hindi mo ginawang masyadong technical, 'di ba? But kinento mo sa pamamagitan ng magandang story, 'di ba? That they can relate to, that will resonate with them, and that they will find relevant. Kasi kung wala namang relevant sa kanila, well, tumutugma ba sa parang yung next step kasi Chris yung alignment eh. Wala silang pag-a-alignan pag hindi mo nilinaw. Dito ka mag-a-align. Ito yung pag-a-alignan mo, no? Yung values, yung purpose, yung vision. Align ba tayo, 'di ba? So, storytelling and more importantly, not a monologue but a conversation.
Natutuwa ako, Coach, kasi kanina, nakapag-usap na kami ni Coach and we were talking about ano ba yung how do we invite new people to our team? And it's all about telling a story. A story that will resonate doon sa audience mo o kung sino yung kinakausap natin. And ito yung gist din ng ating pinag-uusapan ngayon. It's all about kung ano ba yung brand story mo or how it will relate to your personal story, 'di ba? And yung mga personal stories na yun, yung brand story na yun, it humanizes the brand eh. It humanizes the organization. Nagiging parang ambassador ka ng organization mo when you tell the story.
Let's talk about Chris. Ito maganda example to. You're absolutely correct. I cannot agree with you more. Let's talk about the core audience of this Tuesday habit. Diba? Itong Tuesday classroom natin, if you talk about the core audience of this, Kaya ano to kaya hindi bumibitaw. Hindi sila yung tipong nandyan ng Tuesday, next Tuesday wala, ano. Unless merong trabaho or kaya, kung hindi man, panonoorin pa nila yung reply because it's a core audience of people who share a common interest. Diba? Number one. No? Dinefine kasi natin, ano bang pag-uusapan dito? This is a very niche podcast if you can call this a podcast, no, it can be a podcast actually. It's a live stream or kung ano man yung tawag sa atin, no. It's a weekly broadcast, no, of a conversation about things that people find relevant. Yung mga nandito, they find it relevant. Hindi naman, tingin ko, hindi naman yung boses ko hinahabol nila dahil napaka, hindi naman, hindi naman mala, ano yung boses ko, di ba? Pang grand finals, no? Isipin mo, yung mga pangalan na nararito, linggo-linggo nararito yan, no? Iba't ibang sulok ng mundo, si Cherry Season, di ba? Si Amy Valdez, si Jomar Carencia, si Lord Eats, magandang gabi sa iyo, Lord Eats. Si Nestor Cadiz, di ba? Alam natin, no? Nasa ibang department ng restaurant business yan, pero nakikinig siya linggo-linggo. Si Mark Luen Flores, na alam natin kung, di ba, na nasa kanyang leadership, ano rin, no? Student of leadership din, sa kanyang position bilang chief, di ba? Sa Buffalo Santa Rosa. Si OG Liwag, parating narito, di ba? Yung iba naman, yung relatability in terms of connecting with people who are also listening, di ba? They find, the connection, the alignment, no? Si Nunez Rezil, si Mike Loizaga, si Cecil Concepcion, si Jomar De Leon, di ba? Makikita mo, binabasa ko pa lang yung pangalan because of my, some of them I know personally, most of them actually, makikita mo yung link yung common denominator, common interest, and yung alignment, di ba? Si Jobs Ruiz Barsaga, Sharon Pontevida, Erwin Gallego, Chef Jordan Bernardo at ang Team Mad Cafe, si John Ray Tacud, di ba? Si Cornelia Jeronimo, Marinor de Guzman, ito, day one din to. No? Si Harold DeYoung, alam natin, no? Kasama natin yan. Yan, leader talagang mataas na antas na leadership na yan sa restaurant industry, no? Sa Tapaking, sa Team Tapaking. No? Si Vincent, si Ivy Par Alcantara na parati ring narito, si Marvin Siquito na nagsisimula pa lang ng kanyang leadership journey, 'di ba? As a team leader, si Tita Banji, ito namimiss lang talaga ako nito si Tita Banji. Gandang gabi sa iyo, Tita Banji, Tita Evangeline yan, Doc Tison mula sa Masantol, Bataan, yan, kaprobinsya natin yan, Chris. Si Meldy De Ramos, si Gerald Flores, yan, alam mo naman, mahilig din niya mag-coach, mag-develop, mag-lead, di ba? Laura Mejias, Ian Manuel, who is also a people developer, no? Alignment is a prerequisite. Salamat, Gerald Flores. Jeremy Perez Sumagaysay, no? Genrev Bacasno, si Violeta Villamor, si Architect Cesar N. Turla Jr. Yan, buong pangalan. No? Ang ating bagong volunteer, si Juan, no? Si Sean Nang. Wonderful evening to you, my son. Si Chef Eugene Jacobe, si Master. Lagreta, si Alma Baldovino, si Dan Ichon Tanchoco, na supplier side naman yan, pero nakikinig din. At si Daryl James. So pag sinabi mong, bakit sila narito every Tuesday, no? Kasi nga, people find relevance, no? Or it might be something that resonates with them, or it's something that's relatable to them. At ang maganda, kung yung tatlong R na yon na check, no, it's relevant to me, the stories resonate with me, no, and then I find it relatable, no. It makes me feel that I'm part of a tribe or a group of people who want to do something that will make the world a better place to live in. Tama? Oh, 'di ba?
Yung ganda nung sinabi mo, Coach, na binigay natin example about yung Tuesday habit natin. And nandun yung tinitignan ko rin na keyword kasi naging consistent because nag-check yung 3 hours natin or at least siguro 2 hours at least, 'di ba? It's easier for you to be consistent kasi nga hindi siya nagiging chore, hindi siya obedience. Ikaw mismo dahil nakita mo na consistent, 'di ba, yung leader natin kung tatawagin kunwari sa isang organization, pag nag-lead siya by example, it's easy for the team to be consistent too kasi nga they believe in the story and they see the actualization of that story.
Let's just use a different example, Chris. Baka sabihin, nagpo-promote tayo ng sarili natin. Lako, for example, no, I didn't even imagine that at this age, no, mas lalo pa akong hungry sa mga ano no, sa mga kasi nga dahil naging mas exciting yung mga platform ngayon, merong podcast, no? Merong mga audiobooks, no? Sobrang dami na nako-consume ko talaga ngayon na information, insights na nade-develop ko. Hindi na halos ako nakikinig ng music sa kotse. 'Di ba? I transformed my car into a classroom, no? And I discovered that I learn, significantly more when I listen rather than reading, no? So which is good kasi habang nagda-drive, pwede ka habang nagwo-walking, no? Pwede kang makinig, no? And yun yung sinasabi natin that hindi na siya chore para sa akin eh. It's actually part of my discipline, a discipline which I enjoy doing. It's not tedious for me. It's not something that, I find like it is a burden. No, it's something that I enjoy, no, consuming information, no, optimizing the platforms of social media, podcasts, and all the other learning tools that I didn't have when I was younger. Dati, magbabasa ka ng libro, makikinig ka sa cassette tape, di ba? 'Di ba? Ang hirap din noon nung araw kasi konti lang naman ng audiobooks dati, 'di ba? Yan naman yung Amazon, diyan nagsimula yan, 'di ba? So, anyways, so having said that, no, using that validating external example, yun yung sagot ko sa tanong mo, no, na you know, how do you actually yung pumasok sa isip ko nung tinatanong mo yun, how do you gather people together, 'di ba? Using the principle of the 3 Rs.
Hmm. Kunwari, coach, lagay natin, mag-dial back in lang ako na i-rewind ko ng konti. Kunwari, isa akong resto negosyante na first-timer and gusto ko kunwaring nakikinig ako nitong coach and share and gusto kong i-establish tong ano ba tong P2R, ganyan, ano itong mga sinasabi ni coach. Paano ko ba ito sisimulan? Kasi minsan ang dami nating info na binibigay, pero parang nakaka-overwhelm siya kung kunwari first time mo and sasabak ka pa lang eh. Saan ba ako magsisimula? Kung gusto kong isimulan to ng mag-start ako sa P to S natin.
Well, ang importante is you converse with the right people, no? Kaya yun naman ang framework ng learning eh. Somebody's teaching, somebody's learning, 'di ba? And pwede mas maganda kung ano, no, mutually nagbapalitan kayo ng role, no? Talk to subject matter experts, no? Sa atin, for example, episode, I think easily may 5 episode that talks about the P2R. So hanapin lang natin sa library and then you can research, no, about purpose, about creating a vision, about formulating strategies, no? Ako, yun naman ng mga topics na pinagbabasa ko na lang, hindi na marami. It's about leadership, it's about business management, it's about, of course, no, yung continuing thirst ko for knowledge about, my spirituality, di ba? And sometimes I listen to entertainment podcasts as well, no? But all of these things are aligned with my purpose, with my objective. So be very clear about your objectives.
Good. And to add with that lang, coach, I think it's always good to begin with discerning yourself or understanding yourself first. Bago mo siyang ipakawala sa mundo or gusto mong gumawa ng organization na ito yung purpose o ganyan, you have to know yourself first, di ba?
Of course, of course. Sabi nga ni Cornelia Jeronimo, ang ganda nung tanong, yung comment niya, respect and trust are the best for leadership. Tama yun, pero yung pag-gain ng respect and pag-build ng trust, yun yung pinag-uusapan natin sa P2R. Kasi saan nila i-base yung character mo? Kasi trust is about character and competence, di ba? When you talk about character, people would like to know about your values. And now you're actually manifesting your values. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng tao magkakaroon ng experience na trial and error na, sige, samahan ko muna to si Coach Romel, magtatrabaho muna sa kanya ng ilang years bago ko malaman kung anong values niya. Hindi ganoon eh. Kasi unang-una, 2, 3, 4 na araw, makikita na kagad yan eh. So I think yung tama yung comment ni Cornelia Jeronimo, respect and trust, but how you earn respect and how you build trust is actually what the P2R is all about.
Yun. Ang ganda nung simula natin, coach. Actually, first principle pa lang natin, tinitignan ko na yung time natin. Sabi ko, parang kaya ko ng 30 minutes na ito lang yung pinag-uusapan natin.
Oo, so recap natin, Chris. Ang first principle, para sa mga nagtitake down ng note, is to develop your P2R, purpose to results, and commit to building a culture. Yan yung unang practical tip natin. Yan, it's also a reminder, Chris, na bago ka magsimulang mag-build ng team, tama yung sinabi mo, no? Kilalanin mo yung sarili mo and the organization, define the organization and culture that you're trying to build.
Okay. So yung second principle natin, ito na, 'di ba na tapos ka na kunwari dun sa first principle o yung prerequisite principle natin. Ano ba yung next step o ano yung susunod na leadership tip natin?
So, imagine mo, no, from maganda yung ginamit mong ano, no, term yung steps, no. So, ang unang hakbang mo is to be responsible enough, no. Hina-highlight ko yan because dyan yung genesis ng the resto coach, no. The responsibility and taking full accountability of, defining what you want to put out in the world. Hindi yung, okay, magbubukas akong negosyo, kukuha ako ng tao, wiwiduhin ko na lang.
Mhm.
Pagta-trial and error ka na, things don't happen in a vacuum. Maapektuhan yung mga taong kinuha mo kung di ka handa. So, sumunod sila, number one is be ready. Number two, you can now start with your clearly defined P2R and your solid commitment to building a culture, not just opening a business. You can now start with number two. The number two practical tip or people principle is recruiting the right people and investing in their development. Ulitin ko, recruiting the right people and investing in their development.
Yun. So, sinimulan mo sa sarili mo. Ngayon, ready ka nang mag-invite ng mga tao.
Magyaya. Oo, magyaya. Hindi sapat yung open-minded lang sila.
Hindi dapat yung te-text mo lang silang magkape tapos
Tara,
open.
kape. Oo. Tapos sabay ang unang tanong, hello, open-minded ka ba?
So, we talk about recruitment and development, 'di ba? Actually, ano ba yung mga unang-una kung kunwari okay na, nandito na yung purpose ko. Alam ko na yung P2R ko. And now I want to spread it. Gusto ko na siyang ipahayag sa mundo at gusto kong mag-invite ng tao sa organization na binubuo ko. Paano ako magsisimula, coach? Ano ba yung mga unang titignan ko before I invite anyone else in my team?
Meron tayong tinatawag na ano, no, yung very, kumbaga, very integral part of P2R, no? Balikan natin yung systems and standards, no? Within those systems and standards is a definition of your, sa atin, sa kumpanya natin, ang tawag natin, sa organization natin, ang tawag natin dyan is the building blocks, no? Yung, para mas madaling maintindihan, no? Ano ba yung mga standards ng na gusto mong iset. Kasi hindi pa pwedeng mag-hire ka ng, parang ano, yung pinaka-basic example, when you open a newspaper, halata yung edad, no? Or you open LinkedIn or JobStreet, di ba? Merong qualifications di ba? Yung qualifications na yun, nagmamanifest din dun yung standards nung nag-hire, nung nagre-recruit, no? I don't want to use the term hiring because hiring is a very, ano yan, latter stage na yan. Ang tawag talaga ang proper and more descriptive, so strategic way of going about things is to define it as recruitment. No? When you're recruiting people, di ba, you have to have very clearly defined parameters. No? Ano yung mga non-negotiables? Di ba? And yung gaya ng definition ng building blocks natin, nire-recognize natin yung mga bagay na hindi natin kayang ibigay na dapat meron na yung tao pag pumasok sa organization natin. Of course, ano no, iba pa diyan yung alignment is a prerequisite na binabanggit ni Coach Gerard kanina no na parati kong i-share sa kanila nung araw pa, di ba? Yung alignment of values, di ba? So, hindi makakapag-align yung mga potential recruit kung hindi mo kayang i-communicate clearly kung ano yung values ng kumpanya, what it stands for, 'di ba? Sabi nga people want to work for something that is aligned with their values. So for an organization, somewhere, no? Somewhere meaning isang lugar that is aligned with their values and objectives, 'di ba? Pangalawa, ano yung objectives ng kumpanya, 'di ba? So when you set out to recruit people, no? Ano natin pira-pirasuhin natin recruiting the right people, no? Define mo kung ano yung kahulugan ng right para sa iyo, 'di ba? Ano yung standard mo when you say about right? Ako, pag tinabi mong right, it talks about ano rin, hindi mo pwedeng iwasan, no? Although in the age of DEI, no, or diversity, equality and inclusion, no? Kailangan pa rin pag-usapan ano ba yung values na pinaninindigan ng kumpanya, 'di ba? Ano yung mga standards ng kumpanya? Para at least alam mo kung sino yung qualified, sino yung hindi qualified. Of course, no? Again, being mindful of DEI. No, kailangan merong diversity, may equality and equality of equal opportunity and inclusion, no? Merong intentional, effort to include people. Kasi yung values naman yung unifying factor nyo eh. Hindi naman yung mga superficial things, di ba? I'll give you a classic example, no? Let's talk about a very fundamental parameter, IQ, no?
Mm-mm.
Hindi mo pwedeng ituro sa kumpanya mo yung IQ o pataasin mo yung aptitude kasi hindi ka naman eskwelahan eh. So I think merong dapat sineset na way of testing, proven psychometric way of testing aptitude. No? Kasi you want somebody who's really smart kasi mas madaling matuto yung mga matatalinong tao eh, di ba? Of course, hindi mo sinasabing sobrang, kailangan corresponding din doon sa position na kung entry level, hindi naman yung tipong masyadong mataas, no? Depende sa parameters mo, sa standards mo. So right people define what is right. Value-wise, no, naniniwala ako that, if it is character issue, wala na yun. Out na sa akin yun. Ano? Integrity, no, core values, no. Pag ginawa mo na character reference, no, merong mga issues about integrity, out na yun. No? So, IQ, EQ, and personality, those are the three things na i-recognize mo. Kahit gaano kagaling sa training yung kumpanya mo or people development, as we call it in our company, G2G, no? Hindi mo kayang i-develop yun. At mauubos lang yung oras mo. So, and then yung experience and skills, yun, mas madaling ituro yung technical skills. So, I think that partly answers your question.
Saksi ako dyan, coach, dun sa hirap actually. And I'll be very straightforward na mahirap talagang mag-invite ng right people and mahirap mag-recruit. And one of the things na I think nagiging hurdle is most of the time, pag nandun ka sa point na kailangan mo ng tao, pag tinignan mo minsan yung qualifications or yung mga standards natin, o yung mga sinabi natin kanina, nagfo-fall tayo lagi dun sa trap na, matitrain ko pa to. Okay lang yan. Kaya pa nating i-develop yan. So, it's not about training people, but it's about coaching kasi the right people. Kasi kahit anong training na gawin natin, and kahit anong oras ang ibigay natin, if it's not the right fit, it will never be the right fit, di
Ang
ba?
ganda ng sinabi mo, yung three-letter word na yun, na fit. Napakalalim ng kahulugan nun when you talk about recruitment. No? Pwedeng qualified pero hindi fit. No? So, pag sinabi mong fit, may konsiderasyon yun sa culture. Not just the qualifications of the candidate, but also the alignment of the candidate's personal goals, no, with the company's goals, yung timing, no, asang stage na ba siya ng buhay niya. Like ako, no, I would always, talk about, discuss with friends about yung no, ano ba yung raw yung foolproof way of recruiting a great leader? Sabi ko, there's no such thing like that. No, iba-ibang konteksto, iba't ibang pagkakataon, kailangan mag-fit, no, mag-align. I'll give you an example, Chris. May kukunin ka, no, ang ganda ng credentials, no, pina-poach mo, and then you realize, no, na ang hinahanap niya iba sa
Mm.
kayang i-offer ng company mo, no. Don't go into that trap. Sabi mo kanina yung word na trap, no, na hindi, sige, ayusin ko yung kumpanya para matugunan ko yung pangangailangan niya. That's unfair. That's unfair to the other employees of your company, no? Kasi i-adjust mo yung buong organisasyon para ma-accommodate mo yung isang superstar recruit, no? I think merong tinatawag na tamang fit, no? And it talks about not only one party, the company, but also the other party. More importantly, the one being recruited. No? Kailangan take time to listen. Ano ba yung goals niya ngayon? Ano ba yung... Kung hindi mo kayang ipagkaloob dun sa konteksto nung ano yung nasaan yung kumpanya mo ngayon, no? Wag mong ipilit, no? Kasi magiging unhappy lang, no? Magiging unhappy yung ni-recruit mo or worse, magiging unhappy yung the rest of the team dahil in-adjust mo yung buong kumpanya para makuha mo lang yung superstar recruit na yun. I'll give you a classic example again, Chris, no? Meron akong mga nire-recruit dati, nagkakamali ako, hundreds of times nagkakamali ako because hindi ko nalinaw yung expectation, no? Kasi gusto ko na yung mga organization na at a certain point in time dapat kinaklaro mo, is your organization starting up, building up, or already ramping up? Alin dun sa tatlo? Kasi may mga tao, pag hindi mo nilinaw ng expectation, no? Pag hindi mo sinabi na part ka ng magke-create ng sistema. Yan, magandang example yan. Pagpasok sa kumpanya, naghahanap siya ng sistema. Hindi niya alam, ang expectation mo pa sa kanya, tutulong siyang gumawa ng mga sistema dahil sa kanyang expertise. Hindi kayo nagkaintindihan during the conversation or interview process.
Yes. So now we talked about recruitment. We go to dun sa second part, 'di ba? Yung development. And I think dito yung investing in their development. This is a balance. Ito yung very excited ako within the topic. I think it's a balance of both from the employee and the employer when you talk about development. So, as the employer or ikaw yung leader, how can you enhance or nurture yung mga growth ng mga tao na in-invite mo sa team?
Tumpak, 100% tumpak yung komentaryo mo kaysa yung insights mo, yung katanungan mo, because yun nga yung paalala natin kanina, no? It takes a lot of listening and a genuine desire to get to know what really matters to the person, no? Hindi siya one way na ito yung meron yung kumpanya, no, kahit gaano kalaking kumpanya pa yung meron ka or gaano ka excited ka sa, it's about alignment of expectations, alignment of values, alignment of timing or timelines, calendar sa buhay ng tao, ano yung focusing on what really matters to the employee and being honest about what your company can offer. No? Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin lahat ng mga matatamis na pananalita during the recruitment process and then yung actual experience, no? It will fall below the expectation, diba? Be transparent, be honest about it because that is the first step of development. No, when you say that it's development, not training, malaki na agad yung difference, no? And a lot of people will be more attracted and compelled na ma-develop kaysa ma-train. Tama ko, ikaw sabihin siya, ite-train kita, no? Or i-develop, tutulungan kitang mag-develop. Hindi ako magde-develop sa'yo, tutulungan kitang mag-develop, mag-grow into your full potential, no? It will be a journey that the two of us will participate in. No, hindi siya kami ang magbibigay sa iyo. 'Di ba nung araw ang konteksto ay gusto kong mag-join ng ganung company, ang daming training na binibigay, no? 'Yun yung lumang modelo. And then people realize that it's not just one way, it's supposed to be two-way. A participative and involved process of the employee wanting to grow and develop in the first place. And then the company taking time to customize the development plan and the calendar based on the potential, no, the potential, the performance, no, and the enthusiasm of the employee.
Ang ganda
Diba?
ng example na binigay mo, Coach, na yung old ways talaga, para tayong nasa classroom na hinihintay ko kung anong ibigay ng teacher, yun lang yung matututunan ko. Pero yun nga yung sinabi natin, with the plethora of all the materials that we have, di ba, sa internet, podcast, e-books, lahat yan. It's also about investing in yourself. Hindi porket na-clock out ka na from your work or galing sa trabaho, magsa-stop ka na matuto. Kasi from your personal time, it's really up to the employee kung ano yung gusto niyang i-invest pa to enrich and add value to himself.
Exactly, no. Ito, napakaganda ng insight kung question, no, ni Simon Test, no. Sabi ni Sai, no, question po coach, what should be part of our onboarding process when we hire a new talent in our team? Tawag niya sa mga tao talent, no. Napakaganda, no. Kasi gustong-gusto ko yung parable of the talents, no, sa Bible. So ang sagot diyan, Sai, is babalik tayo ron sa sinabi natin kanina. No, the onboarding process, it's very important. It's the first impression of the employee. It's the time where the employee is most insecure because he or she is joining an organization with, teammates that have been together for a long time already. May insecurity siya, mayroong fear, may anxiety. So, ang simpleng sagot ko is it should manifest all the positive values of the organization in one day. No, for example, no, kami, let's talk about our own company para walang bias, no. Walang subjectivity, walang hulaan, no. Let's talk about something definite. Our organization, let's say, ang values namin is grateful, mindful, respectful, and accountable. So lahat ng apat na bagay na yun dapat ma-experience ng empleyado during the onboarding process. So how do you make the new talent, no? Gamitin ko yung term mo, the new talent that's being onboarded, feel that your company is grateful. Diba? Yung pag-welcome sa kanya ng mas maaga, meron talagang sasalubong sa kanya, walang moment of confusion and idle time na hindi alam kung anong gagawin, no? Merong kalendaryo yung kanyang first day, no? Malinaw yung itinerary, sinend ahead of time. So pinapakita no that you respect the time of the new employee. Ay, ang ganda nitong bagong organization, very organized, very well planned yung aking development calendar, no? May sumalubong sa akin na certified trainer, hindi ako inassign sa isang tao na nung tinanong ko, pangalawang araw ko pa rin lang dito, pareho lang tayo. 'Di ba? And all of these things that will manifest is the actualization of the commitment. Kasi ni-recruit mo 'di ba? And then ano yung na-experience niya, no? So it's no different from ano no, advertising for customers to eat in your restaurant. No, it should be the first day, the onboarding process should be a clear manifestation and dapat ma-experience ng new hire yung values ng kumpanya.
Ang ganda nung tanong natin. So, from onboarding coach, and now we talk about yung development, di ba? Ano ba yung mga long-term benefits pag maganda and well thought of yung developmental plan of a talent?
Well, number one, it's respectful of ano no, it's respectful of time. Yung time ng empleyado and yung time ng kumpanya and yung resources ng tao, no? So, it's a sign of respect, no? That we recognize the value of time, that when an employee goes into our company, we optimize the time that he or she spends, not thinking na sinesweldohan naman kita, so wala namang problema. No, it's that's actually the opposite of what we want to happen. We want our people to feel that fulfilled, no? Yung fulfillment, not just yung productivity in the sense of money making or selling or producing items, but more of yung productivity that will give the employee fulfillment. So babalik mo dun sa purpose, no? Kung align kayo ng purpose, na-achieve niya ba yung purpose niya every day? Diba? So that should be the consistent discipline of the development calendar. No, continuous improvement is easier said than done. 'Di ba? It's about giving feedback regularly to people, talking to people, investing in their development. A lot of it, 90% of it is the time. Kasi ang daling maggawa ng excuse ng business owner na busy ako may-ari ng negosyo, ang dami kong inaasikaso, lahat ng ing yung dulo akong gumagawa, no? But the more important thing is to recognize that you actually invest in people. No, that's the first critical step of, you know, uh, planting a solid foundation and growing the roots of your a sustainable business, 'di ba? Investing in your people, no, giving feedback. It doesn't necessarily mean na parati kayong nasa Zoom, training, may session. Hindi 'yon, no? Training is an everyday thing, no? Engagement, coaching, no? Uh, showing examples, no? Being with the team during times of, kasi yung pinaka-importanting dapat nating ma-realize as coaches is that action speaks louder than words. Totoo yun, 'di ba? Lead by example, 'di ba? Show the way, no? Lead the way. Sabi nga, 'di ba? And when people are inspired by that, when a leader is engaging, when a leader is actually actually come to a point where he or she is inspiring, di ba? Parang yung relatability factor, lagpas na lang, it transcends yung relatability to inspiration na, and aspiration. I want to be somebody, parang ang tingin na sa'yo, hindi lang coach, no, mentor ka na. So, I think yung pinakamagandang balikan nyo dyan, yung 5 levels of leadership ni John C. Maxwell. So, maraming maraming salamat. Ang dami mga insights, no? Maraming insights dito, no? Maraming salamat, Stark, for watching. Si Ogie de Rosario ng Little Manila in New Zealand at si Anya, magandang gabi sa inyo. Malapit na. Ito yung pag-uusapan natin, paring Ogie, no? P2R. No? Si JB Texon, nandirito rin. Si Vilma Leonardo, magandang gabi po. Sabi ni Cornelia Jeronimo, if you recruit employee wanting you as is happy ka ba sa magiging work mo? Yes, kapag happy ka, ibig sabihin nun, gusto at willing ka talaga matuto. Totoo po yun, no? Human beings are basically emotional beings. No? As I've always said. No? Sabi rin ni Sai, thank you coach, very helpful po and it opened a new creative way to onboard talents po. I'll keep this in mind and implement. Siguro simplify ko pa, Sai, dagdag ko, set up your people for success. Set them up for success. Tools, no, uniforms, hindi pwedeng teka-teka. Kasi pag nakita nila that you're compromising sa first day pa lang, yung uniform mo bukas na lang ha. Late lang sandali yung trainer mo ha. Mamaya na lang yung ganito ha. Oh, how can you now preach productivity kung ikaw mismo as the business owner, hindi mo siya na-practice?
Yes.
Ang bilis ng oras, Chris.
nga po, Che, segue na nga ako. I'll go back dun sa principles natin, yung 5 principles natin. We began with the why, di ba? Yung setting your foundations. And then, ang ganda ng segue ng steps natin because we talk about people agad, di ba? People ang inuna natin. We didn't talk about yung hows to generate revenue or anything about that. People agad. And having said that, ang bilis-bilis ng oras at jump pack tayo. Nandun pa lang tayo sa pangalawang principles, coach, pero kulang na kulang talaga yung oras natin.
Recap natin. Number one principle is to develop your purpose to result and commit to building a culture. Number two is recruit the right people and invest in their development. Sabi nga ni Chris, 1 and 2 pa lang, no? It's actually a 3-part series. 3 Tuesdays po natin i-discuss to sapagkat mahalaga to. Sabi nga ni Coach Melody Isagire, great topic. Feel free to join us next Tuesday, Coach Mel, no? If you're free, please join us, no? Para mas marami tayong makapagbigay ng insights. O ang resto quote natin for the week, pakibasa, Miss Chris.
Ayun. People don't buy what you do. They buy what you do it. And what you do simply proves what you believe.
Oo,
Yan.
hindi siya baliktad, no? Start with the why, sabi nga ni Simon Sinek, manifest your why, no? With what you do and, how you act, no? As a leader. Sabi nga kanina, yung mga examples, recruitment, onboarding, all of these early stages of engagement, no? Nagpapakita sa tao, ano ba yung company mo? And ano ba yung, is it just going to be one of the work or the jobs that they stop by, or magiging career changer ba yung kumpanya para sa kanilang buhay, di ba? So, sabi nga, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Pinag-usapan natin kanina yung purpose, yung vision, no? And what you do is simply proves what you believe. Totoo yun, nagmamanifest. Kung ano yung ginagawa mo is a manifestation of your values. Sabi nga natin, Chris, di ba? Values translate into tangible value for our people. And with that, pababatiin na po natin, pagpapaalamin na natin ng ating co-host for tonight, Miss Chris Guillermo. Yap. Go ahead,
Yun.
Chris.
As always, a pleasure to join our classmates this Tuesday and very exciting, and I look forward na next week actually na hindi lang tayong dalawa yung nag-uusap, coach, kasi sobrang interesting, sobrang relevant itong topic natin, and that's why lagi nga siyang back by popular demand kasi it's about leadership, and hindi nalalaos ang leadership. Hindi siya, it never gets out of style because in every stage of our lives, kailangan natin yung leadership na yan. So maraming salamat and I look forward to next week.
Likewise, Chris, I look forward to next Tuesday, no? Isang maulang gabi, mag-iingat po tayo, huwag tayong papaulan, no? At pag-uwi, maligo agad tayo ng mainit na tubig bago tayo pahinga kasi doon nadadali yung karamihan, di ba? So, magandang Tuesday ng gabi sa ating lahat. Pagpatuloy po natin ang pagko-coach and share. Salamat po. God bless.